Hello and welcome to the review of the SteamWorld Heist by Image et Forma. And SteamWorld Heist is a indie turn-based strategy game that's in 2D with Steam bots, and it's a bit feels like XCOM, bit of worms and tons of silly fun. So let's get going, and we'll do the first mission of the game. This is actually after the tutorial, and we'll go here. And our objectives is to collect some swag and evacuate. I'm playing on the medium difficulty, which is experienced, and I finished the whole game on that difficulty, and it was fairly easy on that difficulty, for me at least. And I do play a lot of these strategy games, but if you want a relaxed, fun turn-based strategy game, this is it. But you can also pump up the difficulty, and there's New Game Plus mode also after finishing the game once to make it even more fun. But yeah, let's so you can see the difficulties here. So there's Elite, Veteran, Experienced, Regular, and Casual. I recommend not going easier than the Experienced. The Experienced was really easy. Just think what you're doing, and it's not too bad. And we have 2 characters currently. Missions scale from 1 to 4 characters depending on the mission, and you need to mix and match your teammates with that. We currently have only Captain Piper Faraday, who is our main character, and we have the Gabriel Seabrass Stub. But you're not forced to use any of these characters, so you can always switch someone else in there if you want to. And this game features a lot of hats, so we'll put the Brain hat and the Zoidberg hat on. And also you get some weapons, and you can get some utility items as well from all over the place. And they actually affect gameplay quite a lot and allows you kind of customization. When your characters level up, they get new abilities and all that, but there is no customization of any kind there. They just get the same ones always. But with the weapons, you can mix and match a bit. Also, there's 10 characters in the game if you have all DLCs and everything. So you can only fit 4 of them, so you can always do some variety in that way as well. Although one annoying point about that is that you can only use max 4. Usually it's 3, most missions. And that means you're not gonna level up all of the characters, and some of them will be behind in experience. Which means you probably end up using like the 4 characters you can use max, and the other ones have to be basically saved for a next playthrough. But we'll see. Let's go. And pretty much every mission starts this way. You dock into another ship and you go raiding in there. And here comes the turn-based part of the game. So our ship leaves there to the left, and this is the map of this ship we need to go. Most missions are randomly generated. The goal is always the same, and the mission parameters, but layout and enemies and stuff like that is always a bit randomized, so there's always a bit of variety there. And our role currently, or the goal currently, is to collect the swag. And you can move your guy wherever you want, like here. So you have 2 actions: you can move and shoot basically, or you can sprint, which is the blue one. Very XCOM in that sense. But we'll just move these guys in there, and they'll just guard for the next turn. And let's see what's up here. So when you open doors, you reveal sections of the ship and see some enemies. So here's an enemy. Also, cover system, very reminiscent of the XCOM. So we can go hide behind a barrel there and take a shot at this guy. And you can actually freely aim anywhere you want. And that's actually a big part of the game, because there is ricochets from the walls, so you can actually do all kinds of funky trick shots with this. And sometimes you're gonna have to, quite often. But shotgun to the face is very effective way to kill. Let's open that. So here we have our captain. He's more like a melee, not melee, but a very close combat guy with rapid firing weapons and shotguns, where you're up in the face. And the captain is very much a sniper character, and you can see that we have a pistol here with a laser sight, and you can see where the ricochets work and how they kind of bounce nicely. So I'm gonna try to get a headshot on that guy. Headshots actually have a 50% chance of critical shots, and there's quite many things that increase your chance of critical, to bring it to 100 when you want to hit someone in the face or in the head. Let's see if we can do this. there. I just need to wait for it to kind of hit there. And I failed. It's sometimes really finicky to get that properly to a spot, and now we can do it. Patience is a virtue for sure. Here's one of the swag. Swag is basically loot in this game, and it can be basically the gallons, which is the money in this game, and you can randomly also find some gear from the loot there. And you can also replay the mission, so there is a normal loot, which is swag, and there is epic loot. If you played through a mission and you get the epic loots, well, you've gotten those, and if you redo the mission you cannot get the epic loot again, but the swag bags always respawn. So if you feel the need to grind a bit, you can do that. So there's an epic loot right here, I'm gonna grab that, and the swag bag. And there's two guys in there. Don't think I want to go too much in there. Stay here and aim again. That looked actually pretty good. I don't think I'm gonna hit. I can hit him from here. Or not. Enemies are not the most clever things in this game. They sometimes, and quite often, kill themselves. Let's try the power shot. It deals 1 more damage. There we go. Headshot, critical, 5 damage. Especially with explosive weapons, they tend to kill themselves and their friends and destroy their covers and all kinds of mistakes. But so do you, to be honest. If you're like me, accidents happen and you might accidentally not kill your guys, but at least do a bit of damage on them. So there's the last room next. We'll wait again. On this mission, because this is early game, there is no any need for rushing or anything. A lot of the missions in the game have some kind of a time limit that makes it harder and harder the more time goes. Like some turrets might pop up, some extra guys will start spawning endlessly and stuff like that. But especially early game, you have a lot of time to think what you do and all your moves, and you should use that time also. And after you've completed your objective, which was the swag bags on this one, you have to send your guys to the evacuation points, which is up here. And that means we will just leave through there and finish the mission. Sometimes you have like a long ships that you start from like this edge, and you have to run all the way to this edge to get the objective, and then the spawn or the escape point is like on the other side again, so you need to run back and forth through the ship. And there's usually that time limit on that, or some turrets spawn and stuff like that, that makes the way back a bit harder if you take too long. So there's our swag bag. Repair oil, +2 health to character once per use. That's the epic swag, carrion pistol, some gold bars, and some swag, which is the water. As we are steam bots, we need water, of course, to survive. And you get stars based on if you complete objectives. You lose stars if someone dies, etc. And stars unlock you new weapons in the shops, also some areas. And you need to do a certain amount of stars in areas to progress through the game. And your guys level up. Here we gained a new ability, which just +1 health, not too bad. And then a new ability for Seabrass, which is payback. So whenever he takes damage, he deals +2 damage on enemies for the next shot. And then we just get back to our own ship, like this. And that's pretty much the gameplay of this game. Of course, that's just the first mission, so it's very, very simple. The later missions get a lot more complicated, with more people, more enemies, turn limits and everything. And all of that. And you visit the bars every now and then, like this one. And you can buy new things here, you get quest objectives, you can hire new guys. Like this guy, we need to talk the progress story. And there's one of the characters here that we can hire. Sally, but we need more. We need more reputation basically to recruit him. Sorry, her. And there's also different guns and storage units, which are basically inventory slots to store your weapons and your misc items. And you really want a lot of those as you go through the game. As you get a lot of funky weapons and funky misc items that you really want to use. And yeah, so the map keeps expanding all the time as you clear out these missions. There's also challenge missions that are like a bit harder missions that really push you to your edge. They weren't too bad, but they were actually, some of them were really fun. And you firstly deal with these scrappers in here, and then later on you get more different enemies, and more different enemies, and more different enemies. So the game slowly builds up a different difficulty for you by adding more and more enemies. And one of the things I really liked about this game was that the combat system, it feels kind of simple, but it actually is really fun, and gets a lot more complex as you go, and you need to really think what you do. And I liked the really like a positional movement thing and tactics, because the game really pushes you all the time to like move your guys. Especially like late game, there is these enemies that shoot this like laser beam that just spans through the whole ship basically, unless it hits something in the way. And you need to really move around all the time to avoid those enemies. And there's also explosive enemies, melee enemies, and all kinds of stuff. And you are like constantly on the move, like in XCOM or some other games. You might just like a camp as point with a sniper and maybe move your guys around a bit. No, in this one you'll basically move around all the time, because you don't want to stay in one spot and get shot by enemies or get flanked or anything. It's a really cool system. And the game is filled with all kinds of silly humor. Like, these descriptions are really crazy, the weapon descriptions are crazy, the hats are insane, the music in the bar is really good. And in the game in general, the music is amazing. Really well done soundtrack for the game. And it's a lot of fun. So I highly recommend trying out the SteamWorld Heist. Especially if you are maybe not that into strategy games, or that, say, professional level player on the strategy games, and you want a bit lighter, fun strategy game. This is definitely that game. And even for a hardened veteran of strategy games like me, it's a really fun small game to go through. But yeah, that's my quick review of the SteamWorld Heist, and I do highly recommend it. Please definitely check it out if you like strategy games. But yeah, thank you for watching this review. And if you like this review, check out other reviews, let's plays, and all the other content on the YouTube channel, and check out the live stream on Nerd.tv, where I stream a lot of strategy games, builder games, management games, and a bit of everything daily. So I'll see you guys there and in the next videos. So bye bye.